Hello everybody, welcome to part 2 of my CD collection. So I'm going to continue from where I left off. So continuing, we've got the Monkees. This is the original album series. So this is their first 5 studio albums. And yeah, good set. I love the Monkees. You know, say what you will about the Monkees. You know, I know they weren't a real band to begin with, but they became a real band. But I love the Monkees. I absolutely love their music. And this is the Monkees 20 Greatest Hits. And Definitive Monkees. And then next we got the Best of Blur. I like Blur quite a lot. I'm not usually a fan of I don't usually like Britpop, like 90s Britpop music. You know, I can't stand Oasis. I can't stand Coldplay. But I actually really like Blur. Got Beetle Bum on here, song 2. I think that's my favourite. There's No Other Way, Park Life, Girls and Boys, Charmless Man. Great songs on there. It's got everything I need. It's got everything I want on it. And this is a double. This is a 2 album set. This is the soundtrack to Dracula, the Hammer version with Christopher Lee. And it also comes with the soundtrack to The Curse of Frankenstein as well, which is the first Hammer Frankenstein film with Peter Cushing. Yeah, I found this at a convention. So yeah, as you know, I love Hammer films. They're awesome, and I actually recently did a video on my my Dracula DVD collection. So yeah, I love the Dracula movie. I love the Frankenstein movies as well. And got Tom Jones' Greatest Hits. I actually like some of Tom Jones. It's Not Unusual, great song. What's New Pussycat, Green Green Grass of Home. Yeah, there is one song on here I can't stand, and that's Sex Bomb. You know, I don't like that song. I like the early Tom Jones. This is a various artists compilation. This is best of the 50s. The only reason I picked this up is because it's got Be My Girl on it by Jim Dale, who of course we know he was in the Carry On films, because he was actually a pop singer before he became an actor. And this is probably his best known song, and I think it's a great song. It's a simple pop song, but I really like Jim Dale. I don't actually know if there's any Jim Dale albums available on CD. If there are, I wouldn't actually mind getting some, because I love the Carry On films, as you all know. And he was brilliant. I always found him to be one of the more underappreciated members of the Carry On team. I mean, he was great, but compared with Sid James, Kenneth Williams, Charles Hawtrey were the ones that always got more attention. He was more underappreciated. But yeah, it's a great song. And I've got Simon and Garfunkel's Bridge Over Troubled Water. This was their last album before they disbanded. And yeah, great. It's a good album. I like Simon and Garfunkel. I've got The Essential Bruce Springsteen. It's a double album, 2 CDs. Great stuff on here. Blinded by the Light. What's my favourite? Born to Run is my favourite song. Yeah, I love that song. It's a classic. And I've got some Beach Boys. This is the Beach Boys' Summer Dreams. So it was just greatest hits. You've got 28 songs on here, so yeah, you got loads. So yeah, just brilliant. I love the Beach Boys. And I've got another Beach Boys compilation. This one's called Icon. This one's only got 20 songs on it, so I think the other one's a lot better, because on the other one you get more songs. You only get 20 on this one. The other one has 28. And I have Pet Sounds as well, classic. Pet Sounds is a classic. This is the Beach Boys' best album, in my opinion, and I think most Beach Boys fans' opinions as well. And got Michael Jackson, number ones. You know, it's great songs on there. This is called Bad Moon Rising, the best of Creedence Clearwater Revival. Got this today, actually, from a charity shop. So, yeah. Fantastic songs on here. You get 21 songs. Bad Moon Rising is my favourite song, I think. Because that song was used in American Werewolf in London, which is a great movie. Got some other great stuff on here. Susie Q, which I think the Rolling Stones did a version of that. I Put a Spell on You. Yeah, just fantastic. This is another one that I picked up today. This is Prince, The Hits, Volume 1. I don't have Volume 2 just yet. I want to get Volume 2. I'm assuming there is one. But yeah, you get 18 tracks on here. My favourite song, I think, is... I really like 1999. That is my favourite Prince song. Yeah, Purple Rain's not on here, though. So yeah, there are some famous Prince songs that are not on here. Yeah, I don't think, Raspberry Beret's not on here. Purple Rain's not on here. I Want to Be Your Lover isn't on here, but you've got Let's Go Crazy as well. When Doves Cry. But yeah, I will get Volume 2 as well, which I'm assuming the ones that are not on here, that I just mentioned, I'm assuming they'll be on Volume 2. Which I do plan on getting. And this one is Chuck Berry's Greatest Hits. Now, this is actually a live one. I didn't actually realize when I first got this. I actually thought it was just the greatest hits, but it's actually the greatest hits performed live. So he actually performs them live. But still good though. I do like a bit of Chuck Berry. I mean, he's the godfather of rock and roll. And got the Mamas and the Papas, the EP collection. So it's essentially a greatest hits, and yeah, all of their best known songs are on here. California Dreaming is brilliant. They also do a cover of I Call Your Name, which was a Beatles song. It's an okay cover. I prefer the Beatles version, but yeah, you've got some fantastic stuff on there. And got the best of Cliff Richard and the Shadows. So yeah, this is all the early Cliff Richard stuff. I like Living Doll, Summer Holiday I like, and The Young Ones. Because I'm also a fan of the TV show The Young Ones with Rick Mayall. And of course Rick in The Young Ones, he's a Cliff Richard fan, so yeah, every time I listen to Cliff Richard it always reminds me of Rick in The Young Ones. Yeah, get some great stuff on there. And got the very best of Buddy Holly. So yeah, fantastic. And yeah, it's really sad that Buddy Holly wasn't around for very long, if he'd still been around in the 60s, it would have been great to see how he would have expanded his talent, when music changed in the mid-60s. It would have been interesting to see how he would have changed with it, But yeah, great stuff. I love Heartbeat. I think Heartbeat is my favourite song. And we've got the best of Sam Cooke. I like a bit of Sam Cooke. Twisting the Night Away is one of my favourites. But yeah, this is a good CD. And yeah, he's another artist that wasn't around for very long, sadly. Yeah, it's really sad. But yeah, he was brilliant. I love a bit of Sam Cooke. And we got this Idol Songs, 11 of the best. So it's basically it's a greatest hits of Billy Idol. So yeah, I like Billy Idol quite a lot actually. You got Rebel Yell, one of my favourites. White Wedding, White Wedding's a classic. I love that song. Hot in the City, Dancing with Myself. Yeah, it's a good CD. And then I've got some ELO. So this is El Dorado. New World Record. This is my favourite ELO album. Well, I'd say this is my second favourite. This is my favourite ELO album. Out of the Blue. Absolutely fantastic. Time. Pretty good album. It's not as good as any of their 70s albums, but, you know, out of all the 80s albums that they did, I think that's probably the best one. Secret Messages. Balance of Power. This one's okay. There's some good tracks on this one. And I have the greatest hits as well. This is the very best of ELO. And I also have the Zoom album. And next we're on to Cream. So I've got the very best of Cream. Yeah, I love Cream. Fantastic supergroup. Fresh Cream. I have all the albums actually. Disraeli Gears, absolute classic. Wheels of Fire, one of my favourites. And Goodbye Cream, their very last album. And this is Eric Clapton and the Yardbirds. So it's basically a greatest hits of the Yardbirds. And yeah, I really like the Yardbirds. Great songs. For Your Love, Shape of Things, Heart Full of Soul. Yeah, I love them. They're great. And I do have some Eric Clapton. You know, say what you will about Clapton. I know it's a bit of controversy, you know. But yeah, I'm not going to go into that. But I do like some of his music. This is called Complete Clapton. It's just a 2-disc of his greatest hits. It doesn't just cover his solo career. It has some Cream stuff on it as well. A few Cream songs. It's got Derek and the Dominoes on here as well. Layla. I love that song. The long version. It's also got Presence of the Lord, which he did with Blind Faith. Another good supergroup. I do like some of his solo stuff, like Cocaine. I think Cocaine is my favourite song, and Tears in Heaven, which he wrote for his son who tragically passed away. But yeah, some good stuff on there. I think this is all I need from Eric Clapton, really. And I also do have Eric Clapton Unplugged. You know, it's a pretty good live album, actually. Because I really like the live version that he does of Tears in Heaven on there. And then we've got the Kinks Ultimate Collection. So yeah, really good compilation of all their hits. And got another Kinks album. This is Lola versus Powerman and The Money Go Round. And it also comes with the Percy soundtrack as well, which the Kinks did. So yeah, you got 2 albums on there. I mainly got it just for Lola versus Powerman. The Percy soundtrack's alright, there's some good songs on it, but it's not the Kinks' best album. But Lola vs. Powerman is a great album. And we've got Small Faces, Ultimate Collection. Fantastic compilation. I love the Small Faces. Absolutely love them. And got the Doors. This is Morrison Hotel. Great album. And another Doors. This is LA Woman. The last album before Jim Morrison passed away. And got the very best of the Doors. So yeah, great stuff. Love the Doors. And next we got some Deep Purple. This is Deepest Purple, the very best of Deep Purple. And I've got Machine Head. This is the this is the anniversary edition. So yeah, it's got some like bonus material on it, which is pretty good. And I've got Jerry and the Pacemakers. It's the greatest hits, but they're actually re-recorded, which I'm not a big fan of. I don't really like it when artists re-record their own songs, because why do it? Why do they need to? Got the very best of Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons. Love this. Got 2 CDs on here, greatest hits. This is brilliant. Yeah, I got into I really enjoyed the movie, Jersey Boys. Yeah, which was directed by Clint Eastwood, and that's what got me into them. And yeah, I love them. They don't get a lot of attention these days, and I'm really thankful that Frankie Valli is still with us. And I also do have the soundtrack to the Jersey Boys. So there's some Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons songs on here. I think there's some stuff on here from his solo career as well. I don't know. There are other artists on here as well. But, great stuff. This is the Ultimate 60s Collection. So just a compilation of 60s hits. You've got the Trogs, Wild Thing on here. That's a fantastic song. The Turtles, Happy Together. I'm actually getting into the Turtles, actually. I really want to maybe buy some of their stuff. You've got Jerry and the Pacemakers, Freddie and the Dreamers, the Tremolos. Yeah, pretty good CD. And I've got some Status Quo. It's the best of Status Quo. This covers the early period of Status Quo, so this has a lot of the 60s stuff on it, which I actually prefer. I mean, I love the stuff from the 70s, but I actually like their psychedelic material that they did in the 60s as well. Pictures of Matchstick Men is my favourite song. And this one's called Classic Status Quo, so this has the 70s and 80s hits on it. And this is a 3 CD box set called Now and Then, so this is like a 3-disc collection of greatest hits. So yeah, there's nothing from the 60s on here, but it covers the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, and the 2000s. So yeah, you get loads of stuff on there. And I've got the Animals. This one's called Complete Animals, and this is basically their first 2 albums. Yes, this is basically their first 2 albums, along with all of the non-album A and B side singles that were released at around the same time as those 2 albums. So yeah, this is literally everything they did from 1964 to 1965. So yeah, I love the Animals. And this one is Eric Burdon and the Animals. You've got 2 albums on here. You've got Winds of Change and The Twain Shall Meet. They're both really good albums. I slightly prefer The Twain Shall Meet, because that has Sky Pilot on it, which is one of my favourite songs. So yeah, that's the Animals. And this is a CD single of Aerosmith's I Don't Want to Miss a Thing, which is from the Armageddon soundtrack. And I do love the movie Armageddon, and I actually really do like this song. I know it's not a fan favourite. I mean, it's not a fan favourite, is it, from like Aerosmith fans? But yeah, I really like this song. I do like a bit of Aerosmith. And got Presidents of the United States of America, Peaches CD single. I really like this song. I don't know much about this band, but yeah, I've always liked this particular song. I've got AC/DC, Who Made Who. So this is the soundtrack to Maximum Overdrive, which I've not actually seen yet, but I definitely want to, because I love Stephen King movies. And yeah, Yeah, I like a bit of AC/DC. That's the only AC/DC I've got, unfortunately. And next I've got some Jimi Hendrix. I've got Are You Experienced? Fantastic album. I have all of his albums that he did with the Jimi Hendrix Experience. So I've got Axis Bold as Love. Might actually be my favourite Hendrix album. And Electric Ladyland, the last album with the Experience. And this is Jimi Hendrix Cornerstones, 1967 to 1970. So it's not strictly a greatest hits. The first half of it is the greatest hits, and the second half is rarities and live recordings. So yeah, you get some really good stuff on there. And next I've got some Guns N' Roses. So I've got Appetite for Destruction, classic 80s rock album. And I've got Use Your Illusion 2. I don't have Use Your Illusion 1, unfortunately, but I definitely should get that, really. And then I've got the CD single for their cover of Sympathy for the Devil. Yeah, it was used in the Interview with the Vampire. And I've got the Velvet Underground and Nico. Great album. I love Velvet Underground. I want to listen to some of their other albums. That's the only one of theirs that I've heard. And got The Very Best of the Birds. Fantastic CD. You get loads of great songs on here. Mr. Tambourine Man, which I like better than Bob Dylan's version. I've never been a fan of Bob Dylan. Great songwriter, but I've just never been a fan of his singing. Turn, 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 8 Miles High. Yeah, great stuff. And I've got another Birds one. This is the Notorious Bird Brothers. This is a great album. I think this is my favourite Birds album. It's kind of like their psychedelic album. I love Wasn't Born to Follow. That's my favourite song. Artificial Energy, Draft Morning, Going Back. There's a lot of great stuff on there. That's a fantastic album. I recommend that if you've not heard it. And I've got The Very Best of the Bee Gees. I like the early Bee Gees, to be honest. I mean, when people talk about the Bee Gees, they always mention stuff from Saturday Night Fever, the disco Bee Gees, Staying Alive and stuff like that. Should Be Dancing, Tragedy, How Deep Is Your Love, but I really like the early Bee Gees. From the 60s, you got New York Mining Disaster is my favourite Bee Gees song. It's just fantastic. Yeah, I don't think the early stuff gets enough attention, to be honest, but it really should. This is one of my favourite CDs, The Very Best of Cat Stevens. Yeah, this was probably my very first CD. I've had this since I was a kid and I love it. It's still in pretty good condition. I mean, the digipack's a bit slightly worn, but apart from that, it's still in pretty good condition. It still plays very nicely. It also comes with a DVD as well, which has some live performances on it. And yeah, it's just gets so many great songs on here. Father and Son, Morning Has Broken, Wild World, Here Comes My Baby. There's not a bad track on here. Like, every single song on here is just a gem. Yeah, you gotta love Cat Stevens. He's not called Cat Stevens anymore. 'Cause, when this compilation came out, he was still using the Cat Stevens name, but of course he calls himself Yusuf Islam now. But yeah, that's a fantastic compilation. It's one of those compilations I think, yeah, you need to own that if you don't already. And we've got Manfred Mann, Greatest Hits. I'm not a huge fan of Manfred Mann, but I do like a few songs off here, like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and Do Wah Diddy Diddy. Just great stuff. The very best of the Moody Blues. Not a big fan, but I do like some sort. I like Go Now, Ride My Seesaw. Yeah, you get 17 tracks on there. It's a cool compilation. And got Total Madness, so the greatest hits of Madness. You know, I think most of because I know some of my subscribers are from America, so a lot of them may not know Madness because, you know, they are a British group. Yeah, because I don't think they weren't big in America, but they were huge in Britain. So yeah, I know some of my subscribers who are from England, they'll know Madness. Got great songs on here. One Step Beyond, House of Fun, Our House, It Must Be Love, Driving in My Car. Brilliant. It comes with a DVD as well of the music videos. And we've got Legend, the best of Bob Marley and the Wailers. This is fantastic. One of the best compilations ever. Is This Love, Three Little Birds, Buffalo Soldier, Jamming. There's not a bad song on here. It really isn't. This is perfect. Yeah, I love Bob Marley. He's awesome. Got another Bob Marley one here. This is called Soul Shakedown Party. And I don't actually recognise any of the songs on here. I've not actually played this one yet, to be honest. But yeah, I'll have to give this one a play later. I don't know any of these songs. I'm assuming it's a compilation. But yeah, I don't know any of those songs. And I've got the best of air guitar. So this is, yeah, the best air guitar album in the world ever. This is the first one. What we've got on here? We've got Queen on here, Deep Purple, Blur, Derek and the Dominoes, The Kinks, Trogs, Def Leppard, David Bowie, The Foo Fighters, Black Sabbath, Paranoid is on here. I love that song. Got Jimi Hendrix on here, The Who, Chuck Berry, The Shadows, Motorhead. You've got Paul McCartney's All Shook Up on here. A bit of ZZ Top, Cream, Status Quo, Bad Company, Fleetwood Mac, Thin Lizzy. There's lots of artists on here. And there is a second one, Air Guitar 2. And yeah, you've got Queen on here, you've got Billy Idol. You've even got Nickelback on here, How You Remind Me. You know, say what you will about Nickelback. I know a lot of people hate them, but I'd be lying if I said I hated them, because I don't. I actually do. I know I made a couple of videos where I did a comedy video called Top 10 Nickelback Songs. But then I went, oh wait, Nickelback don't have any good songs because they're shit. But yeah, that was merely intended as a joke, because I know a lot of people hate Nickelback, so I know a lot of people would probably find that video funny. But me personally, I don't hate them. I actually do like a few of their songs. And How You Remind Me it's a classic. You know, I have a lot of nostalgia for that song. And this is called I Love 60s, so a compilation of 60s artists, 3 CDs. You got the Hollies on here. I like the Hollies. I actually want to get some of their stuff in my collection. The Animals. You got Donovan's Mellow Yellow on here. Brilliant song. You got The Move. The Move, they're great. I think technically they're the band that would go on to become ELO, because you got Jeff Lynne, you got Roy Wood, and Bev Bevan, and all 3 of them were in ELO. Well, Roy Wood only appeared on the first ELO album. The Kinks are on here. You've even got Pink Floyd on here as well, CMLE Play. Yeah, that's on here. That's a great song. There's another 60s one here. This is a 3-disc, 3 CD box set. Very best of the 60s. This was exclusive to Tesco's. You got the Hollies on here, Freddie and the Dreamers, Manfred, Mann, Jerry and the Pacemakers, Lovin' Spoonful. Herman's Hermits is on here. I love Herman's Hermits. The Ventures, the Animals. You got Buddy Holly and the Crickets on here. Jeff Beck, Harry Nilsson. So yeah, pretty good stuff on there. And there's also a 70s one as well. It's the same as the 60s one, but this is a 70s one. And yeah, this has got the Hollies on here, The Air That I Breathe. I think that's the best song that they did in the 70s. Some of their best stuff was from the 60s. But that's probably my favourite 70s song of theirs. Harry Nilsson is on here. Without You, that's a great song. What else? We've got some ELO, Deep Purple. Yeah, pretty good stuff. And that is my entire CD collection. I hope you enjoyed. I appreciate any comments that you have, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.